And then when everything went kaplooey and chaotic today, can I just tell you, I was like, "Ooh, we got some stuff going on here."
Come along, rise and shine. Come along and rise and shine. Come on and shine. Come along and ride on a life walker Johnny. Life walker Johnny. Yeah. Come along and ride on a light walker Johnny. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? You know what? Mercury retrograde is a humdinger. Okay. Today is October 4th, 2021. We're going to let the room load for a little bit and just for a second here and let people kind of file in. I'm going to check into the chat here really quick as well. I was already planning on coming live tonight, interestingly enough. And then, well, I was going to go live on Facebook as well at the same time. And wouldn't you know it, I still can't get over there to get on. It has been, I've been trying to do this live, guys, this particular live to talk about this particular thing for probably 3 or 4 days. Definitely about 3 or 4 days, I've been trying to get live to talk about the new moon, to talk about Mercury retrograde, to talk about a whole lot of stuff. And I just want to be sure that I knew today, of all days, this had to get out because there's some things going on transit wise that honestly are interesting. And then when everything went kaplooey and chaotic today, can I just tell you, I was like, "Ooh, we got some stuff going on here." We have a lot going on here. So, what we're going to do today, hello. I want you guys, those of you that know you've got friends and they're like, there's this really cool lady, let them know I'm live. We're going to, now that my life is settling down a tad bit, we're going to be live more and just putting out some more content. But I wanted to get together with you guys. So let's all just take a collective sigh, first of all. Take a collective breath. And I want you guys to, as you're sharing this out and letting people know that we are loud, live, and in charge, I want you guys to also, I want to talk first of all about Mercury retrograde because we are not done. Mercury retrograde is just getting heated up. It's just getting started. And so that's the first thing I want to talk about tonight is what that potentially has in store. And then we're going to transition into a little bit of the astrology for the new moon, and then we will pull some cards. I'm not going to be pulling a ton of cards tonight, but hopefully as the night goes on, we'll have some more people that are going to come and partake in this. All right. Mercury retrograde, it's going on from now. Of course, it started September 26th, 27th. It's not going to end until October the 18th. Okay, when it goes stationary direct at 10 degrees in Libra. And then it's going to come back and it's going to come conjunct again to the sun shortly thereafter. So that's going to be interesting in and of itself. I want to talk about what Mercury retrograde in Libra really has in store for us, or what it kind of signifies. And as it's now in full swing, I think we're getting a better glimpse and grasp into really what these energies are doing. Now, we are also coming up to what some are calling a 1010 portal. I'm not entirely convinced that it's an actual portal. I think it's significant in that it's going to symbolize the end of some cycles, which signifies then the beginning of others. But we'll take a quick look at the chart before I get out of here. Hey guys, we're going to take a quick look at the chart before we get out of here today, and we'll look and see if really there's a ton of significance on 1010. The greater significance for me is from today leading up to the new moon, and then after that, leading up to the full moon, because this is harvest month. And with all of these planets in retrograde, and now the first coming out, which will be Pluto, right around the new moon, that tells me that all of this kind of, you know, general pause, right? All of this kind of collective inhale is about to be a collective exhale. And when that collective exhale hits, y'all better be ready. I keep telling y'all to get ready. I don't understand why y'all can't get ready. Okay? But get ready. Now let's talk about what Mercury retrograde is doing on a personal and a global level. Let me see if I can pull up today's chart. Let me see if I can pull up today's moon chart and share it with you. Today is the 4th. So the moon is in Virgo today, waxing crescent, which a waxing, right? Did I say waxing? Waning crescent. My God, today. Sorry, guys. I'm tired as you know what. I'm tired. Waning crescent, my bad. What a waning crescent is that the last sliver of light, right? It's the final emptying of the moon. You can look at it, that final little bit of emotion. Pardon me. That final little bit of emotion kind of being let out before it goes dark and before it says, you know what, now, okay, I'm done. So this is just now ending what was, right? This massive Virgo moon lunar cycle. So let's do this. Let's go here and let's share it. Hey guys, so I am going to go to my particular Chrome tab. Should be the right one. Yeah. Oh my. Okay, you guys, can you guys see this? Let me look over here. Can you guys see this okay? I could probably make it a little bit bigger. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Well, and I can't draw on this one because it's in a Chrome tab, but I want you guys to check something out. Let's look and see what happened today. Mars and the sun are basically conjunct. They're within a couple of degrees of each other. I'd call that conjunct. And from the perspective, this would be today, if you were born today, this would be your birth chart. So I want you to take, oh boy, I want you to take a special look at something here. The moon, it was in direct opposition of Pluto in retrograde in Pisces. What in Virgo, moon in Virgo. Is this today? It sure as hell is. In direct opposition to Neptune in retrograde in Pisces. What does that mean? And also Chiron was in basically direct opposition of the sun. Wow, that's in and of itself a whole situation. But let's go with the moon as a waning crescent in opposition to Neptune in retrograde in Pisces. People's that illusion, social media is in and of itself an illusion and a construct. Social media in and of itself, basically, its purpose at this point is to not just be socialized media, Medea, okay, deception, But it's social, global deception. It's telling us, it's taking over the television and telling us what to think, how to feel, what we should be consuming. It is an all consuming fire. It is an all consuming construct. It is an all consuming here, look over here, and not over here. It will show you what the Matrix wants you to see, and it will hide, censor, push down what the Matrix does not want you to see. For Facebook and Instagram, Facebook particularly, it is the social square, the town hall square. Only not everybody is allowed to the town hall. Not everybody is allowed to the square, right? Certain voices have been pushed down. I don't care how you think about it. That's just the reality of it. There's reasons like people like myself tend to not be on Facebook as much. And that's been the case for a while now. Because honestly, it's gotten to be so very one-sided. It's crazy. And there's not an allowance of discourse. So in other words, the illusion that has been put up while we have Neptune in retrograde, that illusion and the delusionary thoughts thereof are becoming deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper as they go kind of down into these depths. So as we go into these deep, dark depths of the unknown, right? And of the, what are we doing? Oh my God. Right? We can't let them see what's behind the curtain and all the levers that we're pulling. They have to believe this. Be lie. They have to believe this. They have to put this lie in their being so that they live by the lie. And so these are the things we're going to put out there. Now, yes, there was this whistleblower that came out, what have you. There've been a couple, one on Project Veritas and one on 60 Minutes. They're telling a little bit different tales. However, what's happening is that now the spotlight was on that. And when you have a new moon, what does a new moon signify for us? It always signifies a reset. It always signifies, what are we doing? Cycle is ending. Interestingly enough, the moon in Virgo, and Virgo is what? Virgo really is all about our personal health. It's the last of the personal planets. It's how we're going to make our plans. It's how do we, our plans, our options, weighing those options. How is our health? Interestingly enough, I believe, and I'm not, bear with me one second. The organs are the pancreas, small intestines, colon, digestive tract, all of that, eyes and ears as well. I will tell you your eyes and ears as well as everything within you that basically expels major solid waste. That was a nice way to put it. So, all of these, right, within your body. So, basically, what happened is the internet took a collective poop. Took a collective poop. I mean, I don't know about you, but my internet was a little spotty, went a little wacky. And Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp down. Twitter came up and down for a hot second. We had a little glitch with YouTube, but about maybe half hour, 45 minutes ago. It's taking a collective poop. It's like, what are we doing? Let me show you. Now, this is the other thing. Amazingly, what happened when the Facebook and Instagram went down? Maybe you actually picked up the phone and called somebody. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Maybe you actually had to think about, how in the world am I going to get in contact with certain people? Because I've been in this illusionary status, right? I've been walking around in this illusion for a while. But what I find interesting is we have the whistleblower that comes out, and then we have all of this go down, and mysteriously it goes down. No one can seem to figure it out. And let me tell you something, from what I'm understanding, it went down at such a level that you couldn't even come, like, usually if something goes down IT wise, for instance, there's usually a back door that you can get in order to get things back up. The back door was shut. There was no back door. Forget about it. Now, for those of us that also conduct our business on YouTube and Instagram, let's also look at, here's the moon over here. Well, we've got, it was trining Uranus almost directly here, direct trine, yeah, in retrograde in Taurus. And in the eighth house from the moon's perspective, if we were born today, so that would say, listen, how you are utilizing other people's resources, how you are managing the utilization of those resources and such, you may want to rethink that, because you don't have as much control over it as you may have thought. So you may want to be putting backup and backup and backup in there. Now, this is the other thing I want to point out. Here we have Mercury. Let me see what the aspect is happening here for Mercury. Mercury was also, now Pluto is still in retrograde today. It's in its final stages of being in retrograde. We're in the final moments, the final hours. Pluto's such a slow moving planet that it's basically stationary retrograde at this point. Or, it's retrograde, it's slowing down. It's basically about to be stationary direct. So today, it looks to me, yeah, Mercury was squaring Pluto in retrograde in Capricorn. So, and Mercury in retrograde in Libra is really a lot about understanding or gaining or regaining balance. This season of Mercury being in retrograde in Libra is, you're going to see things like some justice being served. We've been seeing that. We might see some justice being delayed, but we are definitely seeing people take the moment to examine professional contracts, legal agreements, what has been perceived as a true legal agreement, or what has been legal and just and true, and people are looking and saying this may not be just and true. There's a lot of balancing of the scales. The karma is real, and it is being visited upon those who have thus far done effery. Okay? Those that have done effery in a real way. Okay? It's squaring Pluto. So if these individuals or companies or corporations, government structures, what have you, have fought change and transformation for the greater good of the collective at their foundational core, you are seeing right now the unraveling of all of this happening, or at least the beginnings of it. So they've been involved in effery, clownish, whatever you want to call it. You're seeing that. Some of you are probably seeing it in your own personal life, those that have done you dirty. Or if you've been done dirty by a governmental agency, you're seeing a balancing of the scales happening. Or you will shortly, I will tell you that. Because this gets real interesting come the new moon. Also, Mercury is trining Jupiter in retrograde in Aquarius. Again, this is another situation where Mercury, because of the influence of Mars, especially, and the sun. Mercury, in and of itself, kind of is just a messenger, just kind of delivers messages. It's pretty, eh. It's not really, I would say, it doesn't have to, it can be benefic, it can be malefic, it can be, it doesn't, either way. It's really just the messenger. It's the deliverer of the message. Don't kill the messenger. But when you have this very aggressive Mars energy, right? And you have this kind of aggressive sun, right? Leo fire energy. So you got a lot of fire energy coming up on this air sign. And it basically, this fire energy is saying to Mercury, okay, you're moonwalking back here. On your way back, I'm gonna need you to release, right? I'm gonna need you to release some messages to some of these mother truckers that ain't been listening. We're not doing this anymore. It's a wrap. Things are getting shaken up. And some people are looking at that in a very fearful way, and other people are saying, yeah, please shake it up. Please rattle these cages, because what has to happen is that the expansion of, like, the Jupiter gifts, right? The Jupiterian expansion of territory, ability, gifts, and so on and so forth have to come forward, and they have to be brought out to the light for the collective good. And those that have been purporting that they are in doing what's right for the collective, it's being shown that that's not flipping true. And what I'm concerned about, and if you didn't watch last night's or listen to last night's podcast, please do so. It's still up on YouTube. I'm behind in getting it on the other streaming services, but we will. And I'll put it on Instagram too. But anyway, what is happening is there's also this higher dimensional split, because there's a lot of activity with the higher dimensional, if you will, a planet, right? They're really kind of moving in play with the personal planets, and they're doing a lot of stuff, and they're da da da, and we're moving into position so that we can go forward. So what's happening is that those that have reached some level of awakening, unfortunately, some people are losing their footing and saying, I want to fit into this social media bullshit. And I want to fit into this social media consciousness. And I still want to keep my foot in the matrix while keeping my head in the clouds. And I'm not sure that they're saying, I mean, I don't think, I'm choosing to believe that 99% of them are not doing it out of sense of any malice or anything like that. I think it is just that actual raising your vibration up to this fifth dimensional reality, even for those that we have seen thus far that have been, strong teachers and strong leaders and these gurus, they have become so tied to the matrix way of doing things and living, and how they earn, or how they interact with a monetary system or things like that, that they've gotten so tied into that they cannot fully extricate themselves out of their own sense of fear if they would be honest with themselves. Guys, I had not, all this stuff ain't written down. So this is straight channeled. This is a straight channeled message as to what I believe has occurred, is beginning to occur, and what the significance thereof is of what has occurred today. We as ascended beings, awakened, and those of us that are in a position of, we'll just quote air quotes, leadership in the spiritual arena. This was shaking to a lot. It should have been a wake up call to a lot of us as well. I love my brothers and sisters, but when I see them actually still really touting information talking points from the matrix into the spiritual community and trying to basically make us conform and control and be controlled by human thought and third dimensional intellect. I feel that that's problematic because we're really supposed to be those that are clearing the way and showing the way for fit 5D new earth. So anyway, Mercury in retrograde, trining Jupiter in retrograde in Aquarius, that being in the 5th house of this fixed fire and collaboration and so on and so forth. That being that, um honestly, I feel that that is basically saying a lot of these gains of technological gains that have been either ill-gotten or you didn't quite use it the way it was supposed to be used. It's time to pay the piper. So I would not be surprised, just if I'm looking forward, if we kind of look forward till tomorrow, let's look forward a day. I don't see, and interestingly enough, Venus is sextiling Pluto in retrograde, so in Scorpio. So that ish that people came and did in the dark, where they had all this possession and they, what I'm saying, all this control, and they got to a point where it became an obsession. That's being brought out to the light too. Like Pluto in Capricorn is a tough transit per se, but it's really tough if you're not doing the right thing. It's very tough if you're not doing the right thing. Uranus in Taurus is very tough if you're not following your higher self. It's a rough one. And so again, Libra is all about balance of scales. And as we're going through October, we're going to see this kind of really heightened, very heightened. Because look, the new moon is happening so far into Libra, right? So far into Libra, second decan. That's like solid right in the middle. And by the time we come out of that into the full moon in Aries, we're going to be at a very, very strong degree in Libra and a very strong degree in Aries when that full moon happens. And then the second part of October, then we get into Scorpio. And oh boy, you better hold on to your socks, your shoes, because the revelation of what has been done in the dark that will be brought to the light is about to be epic. But that also means we're going to see a further separation between 3D and 5D. We're going to see a further separation, unfortunately, even within the 5D collective, that I believe we're going to begin to see some of that fall back. Some of that group is going to have to fall back, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to see more awaken. I'm just interested. Let's see what October 5th looks like. Yeah, October 5th is very interesting. So, as the moon kind of moves away from Neptune over here and everything begins to come into place with Mars and the sun being, conjunct, and then we've got, Mercury running backwards to meet up and the moon running forwards. This is quite interesting because now the moon will be trining, well, sextiling Venus, as Venus and the South Node come together, which is also sextiling Pluto, which is also sextiling Neptune. So this is really, I would say over the next few days, expect more outages, spotty, expect more glitchiness, expect more people's motivations behind why they have done what they have done, why they are doing what they are doing, to be illuminated. And in your own personal life, expect for yourself to feel so motivated to get off your butt and get moving that you're just like, oh my God, I can't even. You're just gonna be like, I have got to do something. I don't know what that something is, but I better fricking figure it out. Or if I already know what that something is, I better get moving. Oh, how y'all doing over here? Sorry, guys. I was really into it. I was really, really into it. Oh, that's right. Thank you for bringing that up, Sunny. Um, please, if you're on Facebook and Instagram, please go in and change your passwords. Please do that. Okay. Wow. All right. You guys ready to go to the next stage, guys?